Hi, everyone. Welcome to Clutch Entertainment today, and I'm going to talk about how to get a good night's rest. A lot of people struggle with getting good night's sleeps. There's a lot of people that struggle with insomnia or issues with getting to sleep or like falling asleep. Or there's just a number of different things that people go through in order to go to bed, and they just need to have some advice. Like I myself never really have an issue with going to sleep. I have a specific routine I do, and I feel like the biggest, most important thing is routine. But I'll get into like a bunch of different things that we can do to improve your sleep and what you can do to overall improve your sleep quality and sleep in general. So the first thing I would say is make sure you have an established routine. Like I was saying before, you can do like a good checklist you make for yourself. You can write down stuff you can do. But I would say, like, personally for me, I set myself like a specific bedtime. Like go to bed between X time to X time, the Y time. So like for example, I like to go to bed around like 12 to 12:30 at night. So I go to bed anywhere between that time. And then also make sure you set a time where you get up at the same time every day. So most people have like a job where they work or they specifically do something every day at the same time where they have to get up at the same time. But if you have nothing that you have to get up to in life, you should still set a time where you get up every day and you start a routine. So having a routine is probably the most important thing in getting a good night's sleep, just because it sets your body up for a certain time where you're ready to go to sleep. It sets your body up for a time where you can, your body thinks, oh, I got to go to bed at this time. It's just like when you eat or drink things, like your body expects those at this time. So like for example, when you eat breakfast, your body expects breakfast at X time. When you eat lunch, it expects it at Y time. When you eat dinner, it expects it at Z time. It's all based on your circadian rhythm. So if you have a great routine and you set the same thing that you do every single day, your brain will naturally learn, okay, it's time to do this. It's time to get tired. It's time to do this. It'll also give you a renewed sense of energy throughout your day, and you won't have be like as dragging as much, which makes a huge difference overall for sleep. I would say the second thing, and I wanted to also say, all these tips that I'm talking about, they're all about natural ways. Like I'm not promoting any kind of like sleeping pills or like any type of like things that are going to harm you or anything like that. I personally believe that sleeping pills or drugs, like that's not the way to do things. So I'm just promoting these things just to show you like this is what you can do and you can overall have a good night's sleep. So the second thing I'm going into is magnesium glycinate. So magnesium glycinate is a type of magnesium that's the most easily absorbable by your body. You can buy these typically for like 100 tablets for like $20 to $30 typically at a health food store. But basically, magnesium glycinate is the only type of magnesium that actually your body can absorb. So if you eat this magnesium, typically maybe like a half hour to an hour before bed, you'll be able to sleep very well because it relaxes all the muscles in your body. Because our bodies all need electrolytes, and magnesium is one of those electrolytes that actually relaxes your muscles. So it's also same with potassium. So magnesium, potassium, and then sodium. Those are all the three main different types of electrolytes. But magnesium specifically relaxes the muscle. So I would definitely recommend taking like half a tablet or so. They usually come in like 200 to 400 milligrams. You only need, I think if you're a man, you need maybe like 200 a day or something like that, 200 milligrams a day. So I wouldn't take more than that. But I would say just cut the pill in half or break it in half and just take it right 30 minutes to an hour before bed. And it can be used for a bunch of different other things also. So I would definitely recommend magnesium glycinate. The next thing I would say is if you have some kind of like dairy or yogurt, it's also got some of that magnesium and calcium in there too. And calcium is another electrolyte I forgot to mention, but it's actually got a calming effect along with the dairy product. The dairy product has the sugar, the natural blood sugar up, blood sugar down. But that also affects your overall relaxation. So if you have a little milk or you have a little yogurt before bed, typically that's a pretty good way to also relax you and also to get you in that mood to just be like I'm relaxed. Um, I would say the next tip I would say is also for like eating and drinking. You don't want to eat like all kinds of fried food before bed because that's going to make your stomach, like kind of gurgly, and you're not going to want to, like your body just doesn't want to digest big meals or big oily meals like that. Especially if you're eating like fast food before bed, that's probably the worst thing you can do. Just because it really like taxes your like your not your immune system, your stomach, and it just taxes how you digest food, because when you're digesting food, you're burning energy. And when you burn energy, the more energy you burn, the more likely you're going to be revved up, or you're going to have more energy because your body's working harder. Typically, that's why like in the morning, when you just wake up, you feel really tired and lethargic sometimes because you're just like, wow, like I'm just like no energy because like you haven't eaten all night, you haven't drank all night. Your body's in a relaxed state, and that can cause you to, not feel like all revved up and such. That's why we need a little bit of time to eat breakfast and give us energy, or besides breakfast, maybe even like do an exercise that revs your body up. So try not to do any of that. And also, I would say don't exercise before bed, and do exercise in general during appropriate times. So if you exercise like in the evenings, typically, I would say do it maybe like 3 or 4 hours before you go to bed, minimum. That's the minimum, because otherwise your body's going to be in that high intensity state. It's going to be like really revved up, and you're going to be like feeling all kinds of energy and such. So you really don't want to do that to yourself. You really don't want to be in a high energy state when you go to bed. And exercise overall, though, really puts you in a relaxed state after you have an intense session. If you have an intense session, you'll just be, when you're done, you're just like, okay, I just want to sit down. I want to relax. I want to just like do my own thing. Like I don't want to go run a marathon after I work out, or I don't want to run a ton of errands after I work out, just because like you feel like that relaxation, and you feel like, okay, like I'm all kind of revved up. I want to do stuff, but like I just want to recover now because like I'm tired from doing the workout. So overall, I would recommend you probably don't want to do too much exercise before bed, and you want to do the appropriate exercise earlier in the day. It could be, you can even do it in the morning, like exercise in the morning, exercise in the afternoon, early evening. But I would definitely say don't do it any more than 3 or 4 hours before bed. So the next thing I would say is you want to create a restful environment for yourself. So when I mean a restful environment, I would say like sounds, for example. You want to cut down on sounds. You want to have like monotone sounds. Like some people sleep with, I think what you call it is one of those white noise. Some people don't like noise. Me personally, I don't sleep with any noise. I don't really need it, just because like I can hear the air conditioner and stuff, and that's the little bit of noise or white noise that I pretty much need. Some people sleep with like a white noise generator kind of thing, and they just have that static, like the shh kind of thing. There's other people that sleep with rain. There's other people that sleep. So you want to have some kind of calming sound. You don't want any like high pitched noises, or any kind of yelling, or any kind of like disturbances. If so, I would say like keep your door shut to your room if possible, because that keeps like any kind of like, whether it be a pet or whether it be another person in the house, like making noise, slamming cabinets, opening doors, opening windows, whatever is going on, or doing things in general makes noise. Or like if they're making a podcast like me, that wouldn't promote good sleep for someone in the other room, So overall, you want to make sure you have a restful environment. And I would also recommend, for myself, what I do is I have blackout curtains in my room. So when I go to bed at night, or when I wake up in the morning, it's completely dark in my room. No matter what time of day it is, it's dark. I don't really like to have my windows open or my blinds open, just because like I get that more restful sleep. I don't have a problem sleeping because it's completely dark in the room. Like when you have like blinds and such, you have that where you open a window or open the blinds, and when you open the blinds, or like even if the blinds aren't open, you still have all that extra light come in your room, and it still affects how you wake up in the morning. Some people prefer that. Me personally, so I get a good night's sleep, I personally have no light at all myself, and I feel like having that no light at all and no sound, and keeping my door kind of cracked or shut, from my cat really helps me to get a good night's sleep. Sometimes I'll leave my door open if I just feel like it for my cat sometimes. And my cat jumps on me when I sleep and wakes me up. So that's like another thing you got to watch out for. But overall, like creating a restful environment is really important and what you need to do. And then also I would say limit your naps during the day. A lot of times people take maybe like half hour to an hour naps, which isn't too much of a problem. But if you take too long of a nap, it messes up your circadian rhythm like I was talking about earlier. And your circadian rhythm says, oh, it's time to sleep now. It's time to sleep now. Like, so it just keeps asking those questions to yourself, because how you respond to certain things affects how you sleep. So if I respond to myself like where I exercise at a certain point of the day, like I was describing before, or if I go to sleep at a certain time of the day, your body's going to recognize that's a habit if you keep doing it over and over and over. So if you end up like sleeping at 1 in the afternoon and then you go sleep at 5 in the afternoon, or you go to sleep at 8 in the evening, or then you go to sleep at 11 in the evening, or you go to sleep at 2 in the morning, or you go to sleep at 6 in the morning, like all those different times messes up what your body's trying to do. Your body likes routine. Your body likes to have a set time to do everything. And if you don't set a time to do everything, then you don't have a set time to set. Your body just is in chaos, because it's just like, what's going on? When am I going to be able to do these things? Your body likes to predict what to do at certain times. It's in your subconscious. It's in your nervous system. It's basically what your body's programs. Like, so you program yourself every day by what your habits are to what you're going to do. So if I wake up every day at the same time, like I said, and I want to eat breakfast at a certain time, if I want to eat lunch at a certain time, if I want to exercise at a certain time, if I want to sit down at a certain time for the period of time during the day, your body gets used to that. Your body gets used to anything you do every day. And if you change it up all the time, it puts your body into chaos, like I said. So I would say overall, just limit your naps, limit what you're doing with that, and then you'll be better off. And then I would say the last main thing would be to manage your worry and your stress and anxiety. So during the day, like, we all have worries and stress. We all worry about certain things, and a lot of times they come up right before we're going to go to bed, because basically it's when there's silence. It's when there's nothing going on. It's the first time all day where a lot of us sit down. So I would say if you really want to eliminate some of that, one of the things that I do personally is set a time, which I've read myself has been very beneficial for other people, is set a time where you just want to like have that worry time. Give yourself 15 to 30 minutes during the day to set time to worry time. And you could just tell yourself, okay, this is the time of day where I can worry however much I want. And then when that time's up, tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to worry anymore. Let's go. Let's go do whatever else I think. Well, that's my thing. And I do that sometimes during the day, and sometimes it lingers. We all sometimes can't control thoughts, and sometimes thoughts just keep coming, but you got to figure out a way to get past them. And having those thoughts, you have to address them somehow. If you're super stressed, then you should go, try to not necessarily do something to get your mind off it always. There's times where, yes, that's appropriate, but you want to address those thoughts. Like, I've been to a therapist in the past, and when I've told my therapist, or my therapist asked me, what do you do to address the anxiety? And I say, oh, I try to do X, Y, and Z. And like my therapist said, like, you don't always want to do X, Y, and Z. You want to sometimes feel those thoughts, experience those thoughts. If you experience those thoughts and you can sit with them, that's what's going to make you a more successful person. And overall, I'm not perfect with that. Like, sometimes I struggle with that myself, but sitting with your thoughts is the most important thing. And being able to tolerate what you're thinking, what you're focusing on. So overall, I would say all these different things will really help your sleep. It'll really contribute to a more wholesome life, and it'll help you to, feeling great every day, because sleep is very important for everyone, and it promotes wellness and happiness. It also helps your immune system. It helps your overall thinking. If you don't get sleep, your lifestyle becomes very poor, and then you can't do anything. So overall, thanks for watching Clutch Entertainment today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope some of this advice got through to you, that you can use some of it yourself. And if you have any other questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below, and make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.